I can't believe this. It's his 1-year anniversary doing comedy today. His first time was on this stage. Guys, please big round of applause for John Moorcroft.
Give a round for Dan, everybody. How are we all doing? We good tonight? Lovely. So my name's John. What's yours?
That's a good.
Sorry? Don't all talk at once. I'll get to you one by one, I'm sure.
That's a good.
So, I got up this morning, I was listening to the news. True story I got to start off with. Were you aware that in Toronto, 2 more pedestrians were hit by a car last night? Yeah. True story, right? In the last 45 days, 25 pedestrians have been hit by a car. And you're talking to the proverbial pedestrian. I walk everywhere I go. Like I'm scared shitless now to leave the front door. So I found myself doing something this morning that I thought I'd never do in my life. I bought a car. And it just made perfect sense, right? I mean, when's the last time you guys were out there driving, some guy cuts you off, and you look at him and you go, "What are you, freaking blind?" I just wanted to add that to my story here. I've had a very interesting situation recently. It was kind of funny, kind of embarrassing. And I sat at home and I thought about this, and I thought, you know, I really should bring this to the stage and share it with everybody. And then it dawned on me, oh sure, you'd laugh. But you'd be laughing at me, and well, that would just hurt my feelings. But then I thought, if I brought my guitar and sang a little song about it, then we could pretend it wasn't about me at all. We could pretend it was about, buddy, what's your name over here? Mike. No shit. Right on. This is my long-lost buddy Mike. I haven't seen him in a while. Mike, would you mind if I immortalized you in song for 2 minutes?
Don't mind at all.
Right on. He's a good guy. I always knew I liked Mike. So I got dressed tonight and I was on my way here, had my guitar strapped across my back. And I got on the bus, true story. And as I'm walking a little further back, because that's what they teach you on the bus, a lady reaches out and grabs my arm and she says, "You're supposed to sit at the front of the bus." I said, "Thanks. I'm pretty sure I can sit wherever I want." She grabs my arm and repeats the sentence. "You're supposed to sit at the front of the bus." Maybe I had a little attitude and I looked at her and said, "And you're supposed to sit at the back of the bus." There was a long pause before she looked at me and said, "You might not know this, but I'm black." I paused for a moment, looked back at her and I said, "You know what? I fucking hate blacks." I stand up to this. I'm not backing away. And let me tell you something. These people have screwed me around so many times, it's the last time I'm going to let them develop my film, I'll tell you. Stay with me, would you? Let's get back to Mike over here. Anybody here ever been on a blind date before? So if a blind guy goes on a blind date, is that like a double negative? You see where I'm going with this? Mike found himself on a blind date recently. Mike, I need to make a change. Here's the problem. Mike and John don't rhyme. I don't know if you noticed that. But secondly, would you mind, for the purposes of this song, and I guarantee by the end of it, things will go back to normal. But can I exaggerate and tell people you're blind?
Yes.
Right on. So this would be my song entitled Blind Mike. One more little thing. For the purposes of this song, and I think you'll like this one even better, and I'm hoping this one comes true at the end of the song as well, but I'm going to add 2 inches to the length of your penis, all right? All right, so this is my song entitled Blind Mike and the 3-inch penis. Gee, I'm sorry, Mike. We kind of walked into that one, didn't we? I mean, hell, even I saw that one coming, for God's sake. It's the kind of joke that if Mike had an erection and walked into the wall, he'd break his freaking nose. I mean, I feel your pain. I walk into things all the time. I just feel them 3 feet lower than you do. 11 and a half, but thanks for asking. Well, Mike found himself on a blind date, and it started off simple enough, sharing a glass of wine with a charming young lady on a lazy Saturday afternoon. And he asked her a question that seemed rather innocent at the time. I think the reality was he just wasn't prepared for the answer that he got back, as he looked at her and said, "So tell me about yourself." And this was her reply. "Well, I'm recently divorced and needed a change. Even my ex said that I was acting kind of strange. So I flew off to Sweden for a month or two. They grabbed my penis lengthwise, they cut it long in two. They folded it and stitched it and stuffed it up inside. And it hurt like a bitch, but I cried. I cried. I got a vagina, it's a wonderful thing. I'm so glad that I lost my ding-a-ling. I got a vagina and a C cup or so. I lost my balls, but I got some camel toe. I got a vagina, yes, you know it's true. And if you are interested, I could fake one for you." Michael was frozen. He stood there like a deer caught in the headlights. Well, that is assuming that a blind deer could actually see the headlights. But on this rare occasion, fate was on his side, for she was sporting her high beams, which Mike liked because it gave him the opportunity to practice his Braille technique. See, what you didn't know is Mike is also a fortune teller. Think about that one. He'll give you the lottery numbers if you want. And as he pondered his situation, how the hell he got here, more importantly, how he could get out of it. Oh, sure, he could have looked at his watch and said, "My God, would you look at the time?" But I think we've already established the fact that he reads his watch, but as well as he read her poker face. And it dawned on him that, he hadn't been laid since, well, ever. Mike's the only 40-year-old virgin I know. This could be his last chance for true love. So he looked at her and said, "Tell me more." "My vagina is a wonderful thing. My vagina can do many things. My vagina, and this ain't no crock, but my vagina, well, it whistles when I walk. So I learned to play harmonica, and I do it in stereo. And I do a trick with ping pong balls. Want to see a show?" Well, now he was intrigued. Not so much for the ping pong balls. I mean, sure, it sounds impressive that she can knock the beer cap off a beer bottle from 20 feet away. I pity that's not Olympic sport this year. All the little boys want to be on our team for sure. "Where you going, Billy?" "I'm going to play ping pong, Mom." "All right, don't forget your visor." But dueling harmonicas? Man, could you imagine what I could do with that in my act, Mike? It would be amazing. And I tried to get her to come out here tonight, people. You got to trust me on this. And unfortunately, she's not here this evening. Or is she? I'll let you ponder that as you look around the room at all the lovely young ladies. But I haven't brought closure to Mike's song yet. And I know that lingering question on the back of everybody's mind. Did you or didn't you? Would you? Could you? Well, let me answer it this way. When you go home tonight with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, significant other, I love this melody. The one-night stand with that funny blind guy you met at Absolute Comedy on a Wednesday night. Have conjugal travel, ladies. That's not true. I don't use them. But when you go up in the bedroom and you start getting all romantic and you reach over and turn the lights out, y'all look alike to me. Thank you very much.